Hi, I'm DeAnna Perry with Capital Area Council of Boy Scouts, and this is our second virtual den meeting for wolves in the Waterloo District. This is also the first day of school, virtual school for the Austin schools, and I don't want any of my wolves to forget everything they worked so hard to learn when they earned their Bobcat badge. So let's start off by doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And I have a flag right here on my porch, American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. The Scout law in sign language. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Your first requirement for this adventure is with an adult or an older sibling, brother or sister. Go outdoors and listen. Keep track of what you hear. Right now, I hear a lawnmower. I hear birds. I hear dogs barking down the street. I hear cars driving down the road. I hear some kids playing across the street. I wouldn't be able to hear any of this if there wasn't air, because sound has to have either air, water, or solid to be able to transmit the sound waves. If you touch your throat and hold it when you're talking, you can feel the vibrations. Sound is nothing but waves. Waves push the air, the water, or the solid. And that is how we hear it in our ears, into our brains, so that we know what's going on, so that we're aware of what's outside and inside our houses. Sound is important. It's not just music, although music is fun. Okay? There are many, many things that you can do at home to make your own instruments. Most of you have already done it at school, using straws or using craft sticks. However you want to do it. Okay? You can even take a comb and some paper and make a harmonica out of that. There are many different things that you can do that are simple, that don't cost a lot of money. And that is what Scouts do. Scouts do things that don't waste money because Scouts are thrifty. We take care of our things so that we don't have to buy new ones, so that what we have stays good and doesn't get torn up. Your second requirement for this adventure is going to be to make an airplane. Now, I'm not talking about making an airplane you're going to fly around with. I'm talking about a paper airplane. Today is my recycling day, and I took out of my recycling bin a piece of paper, folded in half. Then you take it and you fold the insides in until you have a V. It's going to look like this. To make the fins of your airplane, just fold it over. I'm going to fold it up. Now this doesn't have to be an airplane. This could be a space shuttle, a space rocket. You can even make this turn into a boat if you want it to be. Take your airplane, once you've made it the first time, throw it 5 times. That gives you an idea of how it works, how it travels, and what it does. After you've done it 5 times, take it and change it. Now I'm going to change it by folding it over some more. Some people even tear a little hole in the back and kind of make a spoiler. However you want to do it. But after you've changed it, fly it again 5 times. Keep doing that until you have it made the way that you want it to be, the way that you designed it. And by doing that over and over, you're using science. You're taking something and you're turning it into something that is working the way that you want it to work. You're also going to need, for your next requirement, is you're going to need a ball. I have a ball that's blown up with air. You want to take your ball, or if you have a bicycle or a scooter or a bike, you take that. They have tires. The tires have air in them. You can't see the air, but if the air wasn't in those tires, you wouldn't be able to be riding your bicycle. Your parents wouldn't be able to be driving their cars or their pickup trucks if they didn't have air in the tires to make your tires work. You have to keep your tires properly inflated with the correct amount of air, the same as you would a ball. This ball is ready to go. It's ready to use. But with your ball, your basketball, soccer ball, or kickball, bounce it 10 times. Pay attention. If it doesn't have enough air in it, ask a grown-up or an older sibling to help you put the correct amount of air in. And then bounce it 10 more times. Notice the difference. It should be bouncing back up to you. You shouldn't just bounce it down and it doesn't come up. That's when you know that your ball needs air in it. And that's an easy fix. Another thing that you're going to want to do today, I'm going to show you how to make a kite out of a paper bag. You can take a small bag like I have, only you would want to use crayons, markers, or pencils, draw designs on it. I took a popsicle stick and I tied a square knot around it with a piece of the kite string or kite cord. I poked a hole right in the center of the bag. Be sure that you get a grown-up to help you with that so that there won't be any accidents. Pull the string through there. I cut some paper, used some tape and put streamers on it. I cut the bottom of the bag to make a fringe because I thought that might look neat. And it's important to use safety no matter what you're doing. You never want to fly a kite by yourself. Always have a grown-up with you or a much older sibling, brother or sister, grandparent, aunt or uncle. You never want to fly your kite in the street. There's too much of a chance that a car or a motorcycle could have an accident. If they saw you doing that, they could make a wrong turn. We don't want that to happen. You only want to fly your kite in an open space, preferably a field, nowhere near any trees. If your kite gets caught in a tree, you've ruined your kite, and you've also put trash way up in a tree where you can't get it. So please be sure you follow all the safety rules for kite flying. And you never ever fly a kite when it's raining or when there's a thunderstorm. But take your kite and fly it, and I'm not even running with it, but you can run with yours It's going to follow you wherever you go. If the wind's not blowing, like today, the wind isn't blowing much. It's not going to work very well. But on a day when the wind is blowing, you'll be able to see how the wind will carry the kite. And even though it's got a string attached to it, you are still the one flying it because you are the one holding that kite string. I'm very proud of all of my wolves for working hard, staying home, taking care of themselves, and keeping their germs to themselves. I'll be glad when things can get back to normal. Right now, we're not even supposed to be doing our Cub Scout handshake. You don't have to do that to be a scout, as long as you know all of your scout oath and your scout laws, but more importantly, you know what being a scout means. It means, most importantly, being helpful. Please be sure you're helping out around your house. If your parents have any questions or need help with getting you through your schoolwork, please contact us through your Cub Master or through our WaterlooDistrict.org webpage, and we'll be happy to give you any information that we can to help things easier for you during these times when we all have to stay home and everything has to be virtual and online. I thank every scout for watching, and I thank every parent for helping every scout do their best, to do their very best to help their family, their community, and our country by staying home and being safe. Thank you, and we will see you next week. Have a great week, everybody.